Okay, folks, we're back with another episode
Again.
talking about
on a different day.
That's
okay,
right.
Okay, so talking about what we're gonna talk about. What we're not gonna talk about is the Oscars. I don't care about celebrity culture. I don't want to engage with that at all. I don't want to give that any more views than it gets. I think it's all stupid.
Cam is afraid of Will Smith. Cam is
I
scared.
have nightmares where he smacks me in my sleep.
And then screams at you from 25 feet away.
Dude.
Moments before he turned on the recording, he was talking mad shit on Smith. Mad shit, dude.
Now he's looking over his shoulder.
Dude, like, celebrity culture right now is fighting so hard to remain relevant. In the face of Corona, in the face of global wars and stuff, celebrity culture is just going out the door.
People our age don't give a shit.
No.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It means nothing to me. I don't give a shit what Will Smith does.
No.
You know, and the thing that I'll note about the Oscars though, like, you know, when they have Ricky Gervais, they have Chris Rock or something on there, the celebrities don't take the joke well ever. They just sort of sit
They
there.
have no
like,
sense of humor. No.
Yeah, like grinding their teeth at it. You know, they live in this stupid, weird bubble where, like, oh, they're the most important people in the world who can't be criticized.
Yeah, that's like comedy.
To the point where you think it's okay to get up and assault somebody
For making a very mild joke.
A very outdated joke too. G.I. Jane. That's
Yeah.
ancient. Like,
I never even.
I heard that it was a supposedly like a double entendre because G.I. Jane, who's played by Demi Moore, cheated on her husband with like a guy 20 years younger, like with Ashton Kutcher, who was like 20 years younger than her at the time.
Oh, is that when Ashton got the scoop?
I
Is that
think
when he
so,
picked up
yeah.
Demi? Bro.
And so, like, apparently, like, some people think that he was making, like, a jab at Jada for her shit with August, and that's why, like, that's why he was like, it wasn't just the bald shit, that it was also, like a jab at her for fucking cheating
Yeah.
on Will.
Which is so stupid. I mean, it's Hollywood. If you're expecting any of these people to have a stable, healthy relationship with anyone, it's not going to happen, much less their spouse.
Yeah.
It's just not looking good over there.
Yeah, I don't care about celebrities anymore.
No.
I mean, all the media, most of the media I consume is just internet media from random guys.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it's so much more engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it's higher quality than the information. Like information, like news, shit like that. You can get that so much better from just some dude on the internet.
It's almost to the point where if I see a celebrity doing it, I'll automatically avoid it because it's a celebrity. I'm like, I know that you don't have like a point of view that's on the same level as 98% of America.
It's a point of view based in nothing.
Yeah.
In nothing but being the center of your own world. There's no value to anyone else.
Yeah.
It seems so empty, so pointless.
Well, but we're not going to talk about
That's
that.
right.
I did want to bring up a controversial topic that I've been thinking about. I don't know that's controversial. I just want to get I want to get a reading from the room on this.
Okay, go ahead.
I think that men should start wearing pearl.
Where?
Can you expand
Like
on
a
that a little bit?
Necklaces, earrings. I think.
Is there a reason behind it? Just because you think it looks good,
I think it would look good. I think it would be cool. I think that pearls for men should be, a thing that we're just like.
That sounds like a company already.
Pearls for men, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I'm just saying, keep your shirt unbuttoned a little bit, show off the pink pearl necklace or something like that. That'd be cool.
Are you about to go into your jewelry phase? You got to pick up some rings and necklaces and stuff.
I'm just saying.
Rock some pearl earrings.
I don't think I want to get a pierce. I do kind of want a pearl necklace.
Seth,
if
but
I'm honest with you.
next episode, you better have a pearl necklace and a Dalmatian coat.
I won't be satisfied. Fur gloves.
You're like a 1970s pimp.
Exactly. Oh yeah, driving up like Cruella de Vil.
Exactly. Fucking cane and shit.
Seth, buy the ancient old jalopy, fix it up, cruise around like Cruella de Vil.
That's right.
That's the future.
Gotta ride it super low.
Oh
yeah. But you gotta turn into an actual lowrider, get some hydraulics in there.
Oh
Yes,
shit! That's
yeah.
the one thing she was missing.
That's right. She would have been a real menace then.
At that point, I'm rooting for her, you know?
Yeah, how can you not?
That's crazy, right? Because they dropped that movie Cruella recently, which is supposed to portray Cruella as the good guy,
Or at least as a victim of some sort. Yeah.
One who wants to murder dogs?
Yeah. You can't get behind that?
It makes no sense. Because apparently in the recent Cruella film, like her mom gets tackled by dogs and thrown off a cliff or something, and that justifies her wanting to wipe out the Dalmatian species.
They're just trying to do
What?
I don't know.
That's like this. I feel like they're just trying to do that. Like do the same thing that Wicked did, where they like tried to give some empathy to the Wicked Witch.
Oh yeah.
And they see. I mean, there have been other examples of classic villains who they tried to give some sort of redemption to in that sense.
The prequels, which sucked.
That's kind of what Citizen Kane is about. Figuring out the life of this guy and how he came to the sad end he did. Turns out he was kind of just an asshole.
But
there's no real lesson.
He wasn't really like... I mean, he wasn't...
He was so ambitious that he destroyed every personal relationship he had, especially with his first wife.
Yeah. And honestly, I know that the rosebud thing is supposed to be ambiguous, but I didn't think it was very ambiguous.
No, it's obviously the sled.
Well, no, but like what he meant by his final words being rosebud. To me, it felt like he just wanted to go back to a simpler time.
Yeah, before he got picked up by oh god, who was his foster dad in that?
Who just fucking bought him.
Straight up bought him in exchange for a silver mine.
Yeah.
West.
He gave up a silver mine for a child?
His parents were super poor, but they happened to live on property that had a silver mine that got excavated or whatever. And then this guy comes in and is like, "Yeah, I'll buy it from you, but I'm gonna have to take your son as well and raise him as my own."
I thought he owned a silver mine and was like, "I'll trade you a silver mine for your son."
No.
I was like, "That's a pretty damn good deal."
Dude, that film's pretty good.
It's been years and years since I've seen
that's
it.
a real controversial, uncommon opinion.
Yeah,
Citizen Kane is a good
Citizen
film.
Kane's actually good, guys.
Oh wow! How do you feel about
Taking
2001: A Space Odyssey?
Taking a real risk.
I really gotta go back and watch that one. Man.
Same,
It's been like a decade.
At least.
First time I watched it, I left being like, "That's one of the greatest movies of all time." Rewatched it recently, still a great movie. They could have cut out a little bit of it. There's a long time where
That's the Kubrick special, dude.
Very little happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Kubrick style, you know. With Apocalypse Now, there was like 3-4 other hours of content that they.
I actually watched the full thing of Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah,
but it is actually really good from start to finish.
It's worth it.
Okay, I can't believe they cut out the fucking oil scene. Do you know the one I'm talking about with the Playboy bunnies? They're going up the river.
Oh yeah.
And the one Playboy bunny's dead.
Yeah, dude.
They killed like the star, and like the guy who's on acid finds her. That's fucking.
Yeah, I can understand why they made the theatrical cuts. You don't want people having like panic attacks in the movie from so much going on, you know?
Yeah.
But wow. Dude, did you know that that Francis Ford Coppola's dad did the music for it?
I did not know
His
that.
dad did the music, yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
It's an awesome soundtrack. It does definitely gets the job done, you know?
Yeah.
When will there be another film like Apocalypse Now?
Another war film like that?
Yeah.
When was the last war film that I thought was really good?
I thought 1917 was good.
That was actually
I haven't
great.
seen that. I've been meaning to see that.
I mean, okay.
It shot so well, dude.
I've seen clips from it, that I'm like, holy shit.
Me and my dad caught a matinee of it. We left the theater in tears because of that last scene.
Dude.
Jake, do you mind
No, we can't. Jake's got to check this one out.
All right.
Okay.
It's good. It's really good.
But, oh my gosh, dude.
I know. I feel that, dude. I feel that.
Oh my gosh, that last scene, it's like gut-wrenching.
Great movie. Great movie. Was it weird when, no spoilers, but when Benedict Cumberbatch shows up? Was that?
Yeah, it sort of, it wasn't a star like the
because
whole
I didn't.
movie.
Yeah, I didn't recognize anyone else in the film.
And then he shows up, and it takes you a little bit out of it, but also Benedict Cumberbatch is such a good actor.
He plays the part well.
You forget it.
Yeah.
You know, you sort of like, I don't know. I kind of felt like the World War I officer kind of vibes from him.
Oh yeah,
You know?
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, he was an arrogant ass. Didn't believe him at first.
Yeah, dude, that's yeah. 1917 was amazing. The last war film I saw that like really changed my perspective on war was probably Waltz with Bashir. Have you ever seen that?
I've not.
It's an Israeli film,
Okay.
animated about a guy revisiting all the places he fought in the Yom Kippur War. Dude, that is a heavy movie. It's really good, but damn.
Have you seen They Shall Not Grow Old?
A little bit, not the entire thing.
It's really, I mean, it's essentially just a documentary, but it's super cool because they start out. The whole movie is just these soldiers who actually fought in the First World War just talking, and they were all like dead by the time the movie was made. The British National Archive had the brilliant idea to just talk to the soldiers and ask them their thoughts on the war, and like there's hours of them speaking. And who's the guy who directed it? It was like a passion project of his because his grandfather had fought. But anyways, it starts out where you're seeing before they go to the war, you're seeing like the people enlisting and all that stuff, and it's how you're used to seeing film from the that era where because someone was physically turning the camera, like it speeds up and it slows down sort of randomly. So the frame rate isn't quite right and the exposures aren't right. It's entirely in black and white. And then when they go to the war, when they're actually at the front, suddenly they've corrected all the exposure, all the frame rates. They've given it color. The color is insane. Perfect, dude. They have like the chatter of the people in the background. They brought in people who could read lips to like make sure that what the soldiers were saying was accurate to what the film depicted them saying.
It's so impressive.
And it's like suddenly these people that died over 100 years ago in this war suddenly feel so human in a way that they didn't before.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it is so awesome, man.
Dude, I recently found this YouTube channel that's just interviews with people who lived during the 1800s, usually taken in like 1910 to 1930. And it's dudes talking about, oh yeah, I was in the Old West. I remember the cowboys.
Wow.
There was one of them that stuck out to me. It was this kid talking about, or not kid, he was an old man by then, but he was talking about as a kid, he ordered a magic book that showed a bunch of tricks, and one of them was how to make a little battery. And this is a guy who bought this book in 1837, a kid making his own battery. I'm like, jeez. The inquisitiveness of people throughout history just has not changed, man. It's just the tools you have access to,
Yeah.
It's insane.
I saw this one video where this guy had recolorized a video showing the oldest person ever recorded. And it was this Pope who was born in like 1810. And God. He's an old fucking man. This is like recorded in like the 1890s. He's
only 80 then.
Well, but for the 1890s, that's old.
Oh yeah.
That's old. And it's weird because he's in Germany, I think, because he's walking around with like all these Prussian troops around him and everything, and it's just this weird glimpse into this like, it's just a super weird way that the world ran back then, this aristocratic world that you can't imagine anymore.
Yeah, dude, and I love that even going back to like the first, they had the original models of camera which were huge and were only available to like really wealthy people. But as cameras became more and more viable for normal people to have, they fell into the hands of your average Joes. And the types of stuff they recorded, it's the same stuff you'd find on YouTube today. It's like dogs running around and people dancing. It's like this is TikTok 200 years ago,
Yeah, I saw this different one from 1890s France, where this guy's just like on the streets of Paris just recording. Someone colorized and fixed the frame rate and everything. And it's really weird because there's this one guy who comes over and he notices the camera and he walks past it and then he pokes his head back in the frame and you can see these like playing around, kind of being like, "Oh, I'm on camera." It's like awesome. What people still do.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
It's really cool to see like both the similarities and differences, like how different things look, but how people inherently still behave the same way.
Yeah. It's like there's so much like us and not like us,
right?
It's like the cultural structure seems so different, but on an individual level, it's like, if I was that guy, I probably would have danced for the camera a little bit.
Yeah,
I'd have been a fool.
Like, and it's like even how like simple things like that wouldn't really seem out of place nowadays, but for some reason they seem more intense or intimate back then, even though it's the same behavior.
Yeah. I mean, you ever seen that guy that back when they were still shooting photography on silver? Actually, the term something costing an arm and a leg comes from photography because people would sit in profile so you could get their entire body with their arm and their leg showing, but it would be incredibly expensive because the photos were shot on silver. So you're basically buying a piece of, like a giant sheet of silver and sitting there for hours. And people would sit really stiff and not smile at all because you had to sit there for so fucking long.
You can't sit there smiling for an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we have this like weird idea of people back then being like really stiff and really uptight and everything when actually, like, you know, they were they were people that felt emotions just like we did. And there was this one guy who went over to China with that technology, and the people in China didn't have that sort of idea that like you sit there like this all properly.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
and like you can see these people from like the mid 19th century like smiling and everything and being goofy.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've seen some of those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really neat to see that.
There's that brings me back to this one photo of a Chinese dude. He's just holding a bowl of rice. He's smiling so happy. He's having the best time in the world, dude.
And he must have sat there for hours or like an hour. You know, just
having a great time.
Yeah,
dude. As crazy as those silver first films were, you know, dude. Imagine standing to be sculpted out of marble. My God.
Oh my God.
That must have taken so long, dude.
I mean, at least then you can take breaks.
You can't
take a break in a photo.
That's true.
You gotta stay there.
That's true.
The chemicals are going.
But dude, imagine looking at just like a multi-ton slab of marble, and having the type of spatial reasoning to look at what is a cube, you know, and envisioning where the human is inside of that. You know?
Yeah.
It must be so difficult.
Have you ever seen the proportions of the David?
What do you mean?
His proportions are insane. So, like,
yeah, I mean, his dick is super small.
but also, like, his hands are like massive. They're unbelievably massive. He gets bigger as you go up because Michelangelo, being like a brilliant, realized that people would be looking up at the statue.
Yeah.
And to deal with the
perspective,
he made him way bigger as you went up, so he looks normal.
Oh, wow, dude, I didn't even know that.
That's
neither did I.
That's why every picture of the David
is from that exact angle.
Is taken from that angle.
Dude, oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
That almost I guess he was doing it from viewing, but yeah, that takes an incredible amount of forethought and planning to do that, and understanding of perspective and keeping that all in mind while you're literally hammering away at rock, at marble.
Yeah, he was a master of the form. I honestly, Michelangelo's paintings have never done anything for me, though. He just made everyone super muscular.
Yeah.
He also didn't know what women looked like. They were just men with boobs.
Who was the one who did the painting of Kronos eating Zeus?
I do not know who did Kronos.
Who did that one?
I know the painting.
It's horrifying. It's a picture that to this day invokes horror in whoever sees it. It's really good.
It reminds me of like I've seen like not collaborations, but like collections of pictures of cats, like old paintings of cats where they're just like human faces on cat bodies, because I don't know if they just didn't understand, like they didn't see cats, or maybe they couldn't get the cats to sit still long. I don't know why they couldn't paint them accurately, but they're terrifying and hilarious to look at, because it's literally like a cat body with like human eyes and teeth and like smiling. It's like they're super creepy.
It must have been as creepy as that live action Cats film.
Oh god. Oh god.
Dude, that's talk about horror movies. That trailer is one of the creepiest things I've seen to this day. It is so unnatural what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
I can't believe they got so many like high scale like celebrities
for such a
stupid project. Dame Judi Dench and like
Jason
Derulo.
Derulo.
Jason Derulo.
James Corden, yeah.
Yeah, so many huge names. And all of them were like, cool, turn me into a furry.
Yeah.
You know that they originally made it where they all had butts like cats? Yeah.
Where you could see their asshole?
Where you could see their asshole. Yeah, and they decided to edit it out, and now some people are demanding to see the version.
I bet
the asshole version.
There's people willing to pay big money for that cut.
I believe it.
They're out there.
You know, I for one do not need to see James Corden's cat butt.
Nice.
I heard that Jason Derulo was offended because they apparently digitally downsized the size of his bulge.
Gotta keep it PG, folks.
Yeah.
Dude, the CG. What do you guys think of CG in movies recently?
I mean, it's come a long way. Honestly,
Come a long way.
You see so much CG that you don't know that you're seeing CG at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they can make the entire world and it looks great.
Have we finally conquered the uncanny valley? Well, is it still gonna?
If we haven't, we're like on the precipice of doing it.
Yeah, are we farther than Polar Express? Have we gotten?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's always going to be harder with living, moving things. That's when that's when the gap gets a lot more noticeable. I don't think I've seen something where the faces and the people looked so real that I was like, oh, that's not uncanny. Like I think Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One, I don't like seeing his face.
I mean,
had his back turned.
What about Luke in The Mandalorian, like the second season of Mandalorian?
That was better, but honestly,
but that's not entirely CG either. That's like they got a look-alike,
yeah,
somebody who knew his mannerisms and stuff, and then did like a deep fake over it.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, once again, that's an example of like I don't need to see Luke's face to know that it's Luke. You know, like if he just pulled down his hood and I'd seen the blonde hair, which would just be a guy in a blonde wig. You know, I saw the green lightsaber. I know what Luke looks like. You know.
Well, they had more extensive scenes in the second season.
No. He only appears in the second season.
Or the third season? Then I don't know.
There's no third season of Mandalorian, as far as I'm aware.
There's a whole like episode or maybe it's
is that
the Boba Fett?
I haven't seen Boba Fett yet.
Yeah, I think it might have been Boba Fett. There's like a whole episode where they focus on Luke. And,
so I've not seen that yet, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
That one looks a lot better than his appearance in the Mandalorian at the end of the Mandalorian season.
Okay,
season 2.
That was still fucking awesome though. Have you seen the Mandalorian?
I haven't watched any of the Disney stuff.
Do you want
any of the shows?
I do.
Okay, yeah, you guys.
I haven't watched it like completely. I've seen a lot of scenes from it, but I've been meaning to like watch it in its entirety.
You guys, for legal reasons, I can't share that stuff with you.
Oh man, what a bummer!
I know. While we're recording, I'm not able to share that with you. But my opinion may or may not change afterwards. I do not know. I cannot speak to that.
Dude, is it weird that what's the guy's name? Tamora Morrison, the guy who plays Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Is it weird he's so old as Boba? That doesn't make sense canonically.
No,
because he went into the pit at like 33.
Also,
why did he come out at 60?
He doesn't look like himself anymore. You know, when I first saw him, it took me a while to be. I was like, is that like Boba's like uncle? Is this his grandpa?
I mean,
someone else.
I think it does take place like at least like 5 or 10 years afterwards. But I mean, maybe you could just attribute it to being burned down by the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, if they just said that he'd been exposed to acid or something in the Sarlacc pit, I'd buy that.
Yeah,
sure.
We gotta explain it.
Yeah, the dude was being digested. He's not gonna look the way he did before he went in. Of course.
I am excited for Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
that's gonna be cool.
I want to see what they do with it.
I hope they do a good job with it.
Yeah,
I was very cautiously optimistic about this new Halo TV series, and
I
have not watched any of it, but
I've heard bad things.
The clips that I've seen. I've only heard bad things, and the clips I've seen have only reinforced the bad name that it's gotten. It's so cringy.
See, it had Bokeem Woodbine, who I really loved from season 2 of Fargo.
Why they had to have the Master Chief show his face at all?
Never.
That's the whole point
Never.
of the Master Chief is you don't see his face.
But you know why they don't know that? Because they haven't played any of the Halo games nor read any of the books.
Except they said, "Oh, we're not going to take from the games. We're just going to focus on the lore."
Then call it space fantasy. Don't call it Halo. Like,
don't
what?
even. It's not. Yeah, if you followed the lore, I mean, yes, technically, I'm sure he takes his helmet off in the lore, but it's literature. You read it, you don't actually see his face.
Dude.
I mean, the only time you know what he looks like is when he's abducted as a 6-year-old. Like,
why bother with the Halo property at all
if you're not
don't
gonna
wanna use anything from the Halo mythology? That doesn't make sense. I don't get.
There was so much potential to make a cool show there, and they literally took everything that made Halo and was like, well, let's see if we can change that.
Yeah.
Like the Halo fan base doesn't have such a hardcore group of people behind it, like hardcore fans, that they would just accept all the changes that you're making to it. Like,
and what's crazy is we've gotten live action Halo movies
that have been
good,
really good. Like Forward Unto Dawn.
Oh yeah,
great. And they even tease the Master Chief taking his helmet off, like at the end of that, but you never see it. Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah,
it's really disappointing.
Can these companies stop buying properties that they don't give a shit about, please? Or at least
Percy Jackson.
Bro, that hurt. That one hurt. That one hurt. As a kid who read through that entire series of books maybe 7-8 times, not even kidding, to see that movie, dude, was brutal.
Like the fucking pearls thing where they made the entire movie about getting the pearls.
Yeah, dude, it's adding aspects that weren't there.
Well, the pearls were there. They're just given them at the end of the first book. They're just handed to them. They're not on some grand quest for it. They're just handed the pearl. Like they just ignored the plot.
Yeah, dude.
They just ignored it.
And you can do better. I remember the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe movie, the live-action movie.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty close to the book.
It was, yeah.
It was actually on point.
It's kind of weird they stopped after the first book, though.
They didn't. They made it up to...
Prince Caspian?
I think they made it up to Prince Caspian.
Yeah.
No one's seen any of the other movies, but apparently
I saw Prince Caspian 15 years ago.
It's been a
long time.
I had no idea they kept going. Are they good as well?
I couldn't tell you.
From my memory, I think it was a little like Prince Caspian was a bit rougher, but for the most part, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. From what I remember, fucking 15 years ago.
This was so long ago that video games had a direct tie-in video, or movies had direct tie-in video games. It was
yeah.
That was still a thing.
Dude, I played the PS2 Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe game. Well, not the worst.
Some of those weren't bad.
Yeah,
no, they were not all bad. I had Shrek Fully Loaded. That was terrible.
Dude, Shrek 1 on Game Boy, to this day, one of the hardest games I've ever played, hands down.
Yes.
One of the hardest games I've ever played.
I remember my sisters and I didn't have a memory card, and so we would just leave the GameCube on.
No, God.
You madman.
Fucking savage.
We broke like 3 GameCubes.
Dude, I believe it. Holy shit.
I remember one time I left it on all night because I didn't want to lose my progress in Tonka trucks.
Oh my God.
And I bricked it.
Oh God, dude! Gaming back in the day was so hard.
Yeah, it was a legitimate
really
struggle.
hard.
Yeah,
the games did not hold your hand whatsoever.
No.
It was just like, wow,
figure this shit out.
Yeah, this is a title kids will recognize. Hopefully, they'll find a way through this. But too late by then; they already bought it.
This is meant for kids. Shouldn't we, design it for children?
No, apparently not.
Apparently not. We're not doing that.
That's a question. What's the best tie-in video game you've ever played?
I haven't played a whole lot of tie-ins. I've seen like movies or TV shows that are spin-offs of games, but I haven't played very many, if any, that are taken from like TV or movie media that are then made into video games.
Dude, I played Over the Hedge on PS2. Oh, that game's actually kind of good. The game's actually not bad.
Okay.
Even though the movie's so-so.
trying to think. I liked the Matrix game.
Dude, yes.
That was
absolutely.
actually really
the
good.
GameCube one?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
GameCube Matrix game. Yeah.
What was it, like Neo fully loaded or something?
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
But they actually had, like, it's not bullet time, but, the same thing as bullet time, essentially, which was fucking awesome, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not make it far because, once again, that game was way too fucking hard.
Yeah.
Just saw a photo recently of how, like, a behind-the-scenes photo of how they filmed, like, those bullet time scenes. It's literally guys in green suits with a green board, and they just, like, lean back on the board as these guys, like, lower them for the movie.
That's awesome.
It's really funny. It's great.
It's so good. Dude, yeah, that's something I got to capitalize on. I got to buy a green screen. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but the opportunity to put myself into any film is just too good to not do.
You can just buy a green piece of fabric.
Green fabric.
You seen those little head things?
Yeah,
that have, a little halo around you?
Yeah.
Those things are cool.
You seen that guy that does the whole thing where it's like, he'll be on Zoom calls, but he'll actually put, like, the green screen behind him and look like he's at his house, but he's actually, like, out doing something crazy. I mean, he clearly wouldn't get away with it in real life. It's clearly like a TikTok.
So he's like clearly driving his car. The wind's blowing in his hair. And he's like, I'm just sitting in the office.
Just sitting in the office. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He actually did a promotion with the Baltimore Ravens.
Wait, what?
Yeah, where he goes to a Ravens game doing that.
So you gotta
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. The NFL wanted to do a promotion with him, and they went around all these different teams, and most teams were like, no. But the Ravens were like, fuck it, I don't give a shit.
I saw this one that's not as ridiculous as that, but it was like some Twitch streamer who was like, she like had a green screen of her literal of her room, but like she's like, you guys want to know I have a green screen, pulls it down. It's just because her bed isn't made. Like her cat is on the bed in the green screen. She pulls it down, the cat's in the same spot on the bed in real life, but she hadn't made the bed, so she's like, this is why I have a green screen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of brilliant what you can do with a green screen.
It is. Yeah. It is. I've seen some really funny stuff, dude. There's this guy who edited himself into Skyrim. It's so funny.
Yo, I saw this deep fake edit where someone pretended to be Joe Biden in Skyrim. That was fucking funny.
That's like 3 levels deep.
Damn.
That's getting broke.
I've seen the Tom Cruise deep fakes.
I love. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I
Those are
love
so
those.
good.
The actor is so good at Tom Cruise's mannerisms.
Yeah, so good.
They're sort of weird, sporadic nature that Tom Cruise has.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Really creative stuff with what people are doing with green screens and deepfakes and stuff now.
Yeah, it's amazing what they can do with technology nowadays.
Oh yeah. All right, one last question. What games would you like to see done as a movie? Assuming it actually turns out okay. What would be a good game to turn into a movie?
I mean, Skyrim wouldn't be too bad. If done well, it could be pretty cool.
That could be okay. My first thing that pops into my mind, Max Payne 3.
Ooh.
Dude, that campaign is it's beautiful, it's dark, it's my favorite Rockstar game. Hands down, my favorite Rockstar game.
Okay, you know what would be good, even though it is already sort of a movie? Red Dead Redemption.
I was about to say Red Dead 2
yeah. Just like
that game is like playing a movie.
Oh
pretty
yeah.
much,
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, I played the first game, but I played it so long ago that I completely forgot the plot of the first game and didn't look anything up. Because I don't plan ahead. And I did not realize that Dutch was the villain from the first game.
Yeah, dude.
And so I started out being like, I like this Dutch guy, And I kind of
the way he unravels is
so good.
It's so well done.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could do that as well in a movie, just because it's so casual in the games. Like it's so subliminal. Like each mission, he gets more and more unhinged.
And I can feel myself as Arthur being like, dude,
what's happening?
Okay, Dutch, okay. I trust you.
He's
and
a bit
it's
eccentric,
but
yeah.
Eventually I get to a point where I'm like, dude, shut the fuck
up. The plan! I have a plan, Arthur.
I do not want to farm papayas in fucking Tahiti, you piece of shit.
Yeah, that's one of the only things about that game that I don't know if it would translate as well into a movie, just with the time scale of movies nowadays. Can you show the nuance of his
Think they'd be
Downfall.
better as, like,
You
an
might even-
episodic kind of thing.
Definitely.
Kind of like Breaking Bad kind
Ooh,
of thing. Like
yeah.
maybe where you follow Dutch instead of following Arthur.
Yeah.
Oh,
Start
shit,
with
dude.
start with
Hell yeah.
Blackwater's. Get that trigger of what really
happened,
Yeah, what
yeah.
happened in
But
Blackwater.
I kind of like
dude.
that Blackwater is a mystery.
That's true.
You know, that I
It's a-
never
it's a
really
great
figured out
mystery.
what happened. Yeah.
That'd actually be a great series.
Yeah,
watch
I would
that on
watch the
AMC.
fuck out of that
sounds
series.
good.
Yeah. Oh, Micah is such a cunt. I hated Micah.
I didn't like him from the start. He was annoying
Yeah.
from the start.
No, I think he's clearly designed to be someone you instantly dislike. You
Right.
know?
Dude, you hear that they're cutting the online service like entirely. You can still play online, but there will be nothing new.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, that
just
game's
good.
like what 8 years old now.
Dude, for the past like
Is it really that now?
for the
I think
past
so.
like 11 years now, almost exclusively they've been focusing on the GTA online.
But GTA Online is
'Cause it-
great.
Bro, it racks in something like it's like millions of dollars a day. It
Yeah,
is
a day?
a day.
Bullshit, a day.
Dude, look it up, man. It is
I'm
in.
gonna- I'm
Look,
pulling
I
it up
want to
right
see
now.
right now. How much does GTA Online make in a day? It is
No way it's
something
millions.
absurd.
How much?
That's why they haven't made a new one. I mean, there's no reason to.
Yeah, dude. From a studio that's produced so many hits on a fairly regular schedule, they put everything.
What the fuck?
How much?
On average, they make $2,502,747 a day. So wait, let's annualize that number.
Oh my god,
It's a pretty specific average.
that is
That's
insane.
almost $1 billion a year.
This is why Rockstar does not produce anything else anymore.
They don't need to.
Have you played the online though? It's
Red
fucking
Dead 2
cool.
Online?
No. That's
GTA
trash.
Online.
GTA 5 online.
Dude.
I've been playing it recently. It's actually super good.
I gotta give him props. Every month and a half, new content. For 11 years straight, every month, new content. I haven't paid a dime since.
I have put a little bit on my
Now, Seth, it's funny you mention that because like Warframe has been my everything the past couple years. I'm considering making a switch. If I'm gonna drop money on a game, I kind of want a flying DeLorean. I kind of want to just cruise around the
Dude,
city.
I have a submarine.
Dude,
God damn.
Dude, the amount of content they've added to that game is so impressive. But
It's insane.
at the same time, Rockstar isn't just GTA. They
Yeah.
have Red Dead. They have Bully.
Oh, they're never
Which
coming out with another
Set.
Bully.
Okay,
It'll
that
never
is
happen.
that
I
is
want it
my
to happen
dream.
as bad as you.
Dude,
want
that
it to
is my
happen
dream.
as bad as you.
Bully 2, the college years, and we're gonna lampoon American college society.
Dude, that would be
That would be the best game.
so fucking
Iconic.
so
So
fucking
good.
good, dude. It'll never fucking happen.
Not in a billion years.
No.
And it's the worst crime to never happen.
Yeah.
I could see them making a third Red Dead.
I mean, I could see them.
that.
I could see them
see
reviving Max Payne as well, possibly.
It could be done.
They're
Could
not
be
going to
done.
do Bully. They just won't do Bully.
It'd be so good.
It would be
It'd be so good.
dude. It would sell
Dude,
unbelievable
the
numbers
amount
of
of
copies.
satire you could put into that thing, my God, it would be incredible.
Mhm, mhm.
And we'll never see it.
Nope.
we'll never see
Nope.
it. Damn. That's just how the cookie crumbles, folks. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Right on.